Hey guys, so I want to talk to you about the brand new Young Living Savvy Minerals foundation, liquid foundation. So before I was using this no name brand, and I do love a foundation. I do, and then I always do go over it with our Savvy Minerals powder, which I have yeah, I have it upside down so that I can use it. So I just thought I would walk you through step by step on what I do. And this is the perfect time because I'm completely, well, I'm not completely out of my primer, but my primer is not squirting any more out. So I'm going to show you a trick that I usually use. I usually cut it up like right above the name, and that gives me enough space to be able to like fold it over, because there's always good stuff in here left. I do this with my toothpaste. I'm currently doing it with my sunscreen, which I've already put my sunscreen on. And look at all this really good primer still in there. So I don't even need that much. And that's the thing with Young Living. A little bit goes a long way. So I'm gonna put it on. I'm using you guys as a mirror instead of my mirror, which is right there. And then put a little bit. Sometimes though, when I have sunscreen on, it doesn't want to spread really well over the sunscreen, but that's okay, right? All right, so I've got my primer on, and I don't wear a lot of makeup. I really don't. So I am going to be meeting with somebody later today, and so I want to actually look presentable. And so I wanted to just be able to put a little makeup on today. So what I usually do is I kind of let that sit in, and while that's happening, then I also use my Savvy misting spray and mist my brush. And this also just helps the powder set in. So I don't know where you're at right now, but right now in my area it is hot. It's a dry heat where I live, but it's still hot. So yeah, a little bit left on my fingers. All right, so let's try this out. I haven't even tried it myself. So I have this little pad here, and there it is. It's pretty creamy. I put it on my hand before, but I haven't just put it on my face like this, because I might not have even picked the correct. Actually, that's a pretty good tone. Huh. So usually what I do is I kind of just like plop it all over my face, just kind of like that. And then I'll let you look. Unfortunately, down here in my basement, this is where my bathroom is. This is not the best natural lighting, so you might not be seeing what I see, unfortunately. And you know what, guys, even with one pump, I think this is way too much. Way too much. So yeah, I'm like trying to like frantically spread it. And I think for me, this might be just a titch too dark. But it's spreading nice. It feels nice on my face. Yeah, in my other box that has not made it here yet, I've got color matching. I bought a couple of the color matching sample, whatever. I guess it's supposed to be like plastic, and you're supposed to hold it up to your face. So I think I've got most of it in. And I think it is just a titch dark for me. So that's okay. It won't be by the end of the summer. And here you go. I don't know that you can tell. Again, really bad lighting down here. I am so sorry. But this is where my makeup is. So yeah, it's not bad though. Yeah, it just looks like maybe me in July, not me in June. So, and that's why actually with both of these, this is a cool number 2 and a cool number 3. I usually mix these. So I will dip my brush like in one, and I usually rub this on the back of my hand just to make sure that it's not damp, and get some on my brush and just cover it like that. And then just brush across my face. And I know ya youngins really love a dewy glow. I do not. I actually I use a matte primer, and I am not really into so much of the dewy look, and that's just me. That's okay. You do you, boo, right? Each of us to our own. But what will be the big thing for me that I've always had a problem with is my foundation, especially once it's dry and once I put my powder on top. I notice, and I only notice this when I use foundation, it will go into my lines, like, you know, yeah, all those lines. And I have not found, unless it's, excuse me, super, 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 super thin foundation, I have not found any foundation that doesn't do that. So yeah, and I just love our powder. In fact, I don't even think I'm going to put the darker powder on because of the foundation underneath, right? So I use the lighter powder with the darker foundation. And it looks like I've just sat out in the sun for a while. I think it blends really well though, guys. So it doesn't feel hugely weird on my face. I still feel more the sunscreen than anything else, but I'm okay with that because me personally, I know the sunscreen is there to protect. So then really all I do on one of my usual days of, you know, just running around, running errands, is I use our Savvy mascara. So I do use the lengthening first, and then I use the volumizing on top. So just, yeah. Not getting, again, really good light, unfortunately, down here. But this is where all my stuff is. So you probably didn't want to just look at my arm. Sorry about that. Okay, so usually we'll run around, kind of let that sit for a second, and then I'll follow it up with the volumizing. So you see it is very natural. I like it because a lot of my blemishes, like I've got a little blemish right here, I'm doing a cleanse right now, and so I'm really cleansing, and so unfortunately some of that stuff does not having to look at just my arm the whole time, guys, sorry. Yeah, that comes out sometimes when you're doing a cleanse, and so it seems to hide it pretty well. It doesn't look red, kind of just looks a little bit like I've got, you know, stuff going on, not like stuff going on my face. But anyway, so maybe this is better light now. So yeah, that's what it looks like. No lines, right? I think I got everything okay. But yeah, I really like it. So what did I use? So this was the Sand Beige. Sand Beige for me. So I might go to a little more neutral. I think Sand Beige was maybe warm, and I can flip a warm to a cool all the time during the summer. So yeah, there you go. Thumbs up.